Welcome back to Marietta and Ernie's breathtaking garden in Veneta, Oregon, Zone 8. The interview was filmed in late October on an overcast day, with B-roll taken on the sunny day following, as well as 2 weeks later when Marietta called me and said that the garden was positively gleaming in autumn glory. Thanks for joining me as I take you over the fence. And if you haven't already, be sure to also check out the garden in late September. Link to that tour below. So today we're here with Marietta Byrne, who has been working on this garden with her husband Ernie for
over 50 years.
And
that's why they have big trees here now. There weren't any trees.
And it's so good to see a mature garden, and especially in this region, one of this size. Well, thank you for inviting us over the fence, and we're excited to see some fall color and plants. So
yeah, fall
let's check
going
them out.
into winter. I try to get the mahonias to either bloom early or bloom very late, or are in a really protected spot. This is Mahonia Ozzie Johnson.
Ozzie Johnson. So you think the chastity blooms just a little too late?
They tend to bloom more in winter. And here, a lot of times they get half frozen. And then there's Gracilla piece, which is done. Has beautiful pinky purple flowers. See the tall one back there?
This thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's a nice one.
What's that one called?
Gracilla piece.
Gracilla piece.
Yeah.
Wow.
One winter, I had a whole bunch here. It was very cold and they all died, and that came from seed. So I've got one now. The Cyclamen heterospolian is just kind of going over now.
Okay.
But the leaves will last all winter.
They last all winter, yeah. And then they're dormant all summer, huh?
Yeah, so they don't need water.
That's so great.
They're fine without water.
They
have very nice foliage, and if you grow them for year after year, they seed, and the foliage will be different on the autumn.
Wow.
So you have variations, which is really
I never knew that about cyclamen.
The leaves are just sort of coming out there, being their fullest in winter.
Okay.
First, this species.
Right.
I have another species that's going to be totally fantastic in January.
Oh, really?
Cyclamen coon.
The flower in January?
Yeah.
So that's cyclamen coon.
I'll show it to you later. They're round.
Large. Wow. Yes, the only conifer, right? That loses
No.
needle.
I'll show you the Texodiums, bald cypress.
Okay.
Loses its leaves, and also the Chinese redwood. But there's one we planted that not that long ago, about 2000 or so, called Gold Rush.
Okay.
The foliage is brilliant gold all summer.
Oh.
Now it's turning green and then brown.
Okay.
It was only discovered in 1948 or something like that in China. It's a fossil tree, and they believed it didn't exist anymore, except as fossil. And then it's a valley somewhere, maybe monastery, but some very secluded, and in the 1940s it was rediscovered. The green form. The gold form is probably from a twig that was golden, and then they grew it from that. But it's very new to cultivation and is a great plant. Beautiful
looks like
in
it.
summer.
And
Now
that's
imagine this in burning gold.
23 years old.
Wow.
It's that size.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Some plants like us and some don't. And you learn. Our soil is not that acidic. It's about 6.5.
Okay.
So it's not acidic, but it's sandy, silty soil. So the low parts are damp.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, right now they aren't so damp. But in winter time, and Chinese redwood obviously doesn't like, we put it in the dry areas too. It grows very slowly. They obviously like well watered. And bald cypress, I'll show to you. The water actually not in the garden but out in the field. If it's a really rainy winter, by January water flows on top of the ground, and the bald cypress is very happy. Even make little bumps. It's not a good soil for maples. Maples aren't rich alone.
Oh.
This is sandy. He should have planted the old farmer. I still met him. I mean, he's dead now. He should have planted oaks. This is old country. The soft embrace. Mahonia.
Okay, nice. Not the soft caress? Okay.
No embrace. It's iffy in hardiness. When it gets very cold, we put a white cloth.
You do? Oh, I see. Okay.
It can get damaged.
Yeah.
You know, not at 29, but let's say it gets down to 18, 15. You want to protect them. And you know, you can prune mahonias in the size you want. You know, if it's too big, you just cut back the other there. So this is the really wet area. And these are the bald cypresses. There's one.
The bald cypress.
Saxodium disticum, Georgia, Louisiana, from the swamps.
Oh wow. Okay.
You know, the southern swamps.
Yeah.
They're very hardy. I guess that they're underwater in Georgia.
Wow.
In the swamps.
And I wonder if
they breathe.
So is it helping the tree in some way?
It's helping the tree because I think they go above water.
And did you try a lot of different trees in this area that didn't like it? And then you found...
Well, this wet area, when we first moved here, not knowing any better, we planted Douglas fir. We wanted a nice little forest here. Douglas fir do not like wet winter ground.
Oh, okay.
They will get a fungus. They live 20 to 30 years. And then the root fungus, I think it's Phytophthora, gets them, and then keel over, die. So, and this is called a swamp oak, Quercus bicolor, from the yellow, not turning yellow.
Oh, the shorter ones?
Yeah, and those are from the East Coast, fabulous for wet ground.
Oh, okay.
You know, they're not watered in summer. In summer it dries, but it never dries as much as way high up. And then the ponderosa pine, it's a variety called Willamette. And if people plant ponderosas here, never plant the East Cascade here. These can be planted in wet ground, dry ground. The ponderosas Willamette, they are from this area and they are really good. We thinned this bamboo, not one on the road, but this, and bamboo kills weeds.
Okay.
Well, you noticed you usually don't find weeds on the bamboo.
Yeah.
There's something in the leaf. And so all the piles are here. Notice no grass. That's because usually we have the piles of bamboo here. Over the years, it's all bamboo leaves and bamboo ground up bamboo.
Okay.
And the grass stops.
Oh my goodness.
I never know why they don't check into organic grass control with whatever is in bamboo leaves.
Interesting.
No, there's a new money maker for you. So in springtime, there are lots of bulbs here.
Is this from the hazelnut? What is this?
Those, well, see, I hybridized all these photofilms from De La Valle, which has beautiful markings, but all the hybrids are sterile. So this is a seed cap. They're beautiful dark red flowers. A little stinky because they're good for flies and so on.
Okay.
But none of the hybrids have any seed.
What, and they just have like flower that shoots up above the leaves?
No, flowers underneath the leaves.
Oh, I see.
There you see, yeah. And dark red, very nice. like I said, a little stinky.
Okay.
Uh,
Gotta feed the flies too.
yeah, exactly. But I've never found a hybrid. I cross-pollinated the species with a paintbrush. I'm always curious what I get. Multitudes of different films. Really nice. Big leaf, little, shiny, pattern, not pattern. And you can't see, you have to come in June or look at the book. Then you see the colors.
It's so inspiring to meet someone that's doing these horticultural experiments.
Just see what happens. This Paris here is called Paris luquinensis.
Paris luquinensis?
Yes.
Wow.
And it only grows this tall, but it has the most beautiful leaf.
Oh my goodness.
So I wanted to get that variegation on the taller ones. But they take 2 years to come up from seed.
Oh, wow.
And then they take several years to grow. But these, and now you can't see it, these are all hybrids, and they had really nice variegation.
Oh.
Not as good as the parent, but they're taller.
Yeah.
Because the other parent, well, you can't see it now, the other parent is that one.
Oh.
But it's green. Yeah. See the flower, when it goes to seed, it's very pretty.
Yeah.
Those are the seeds.
It really is.
See? But that's the green one, and I wanted that variegation.
I love the fat leaves on that. The shape is so pretty.
I love that one, yes.
Yeah.
But I got some good intermediates.
Okay.
And when you let them grow around the mother, and a few I did, the seeds seem to grow faster.
Oh, okay. They like to be in groups.
Well, maybe they share fungus underneath. I don't know what. Chaparral.
Oh, that's the Chaparral. Okay. Yeah, that is gorgeous.
And then,
That's
very hardy also. Chaparral de la Valle. After Monsieur de la Valle. I think it was a priest in China that was also a naturalist. Lots of de la Valle. His name is de la Valle. Isn't that nice?
It's like butter.
Yeah.
Does that take pruning well as well?
Yeah, I pruned it up, but now it said, hey, I want to be in the bottom too. So I'll prune the bottom a bit because I have a lot of troniums and things under there. But yes, it takes very well.
I love the shape of it.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. And how long will they last? Like,
well, when the frost comes, I don't know. We'll see tonight.
yeah.
This place is full of bees and bumblebees and wasps and little tiny wasps.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing when you grow so many different flowers. This used to be all choice rock garden plants. Those containers there, we built all those when we were part of the Rock Garden Society.
Oh, wow.
But the northwest here, it rains. Well, rock garden, most rock garden plants like snow. Right, and very well drained, and that's all well drained. We built that hill and the rocks. But oh God, you have to protect them with plexiglass in winter because they don't like rain. And eventually we said, what grows well here grows.
Right, yeah.
This turned brilliant red.
Wow.
After frost.
After the frost?
Well, yeah, they will collapse now. They're already collapsing.
Uh-huh.
But the seed heads stay. They only come up early July and June. And so not many people grow that.
Oh,
And the
okay.
silver variety is what
It's
we are keen on.
gorgeous. And are they all, like a lot of them this big, or is this just a much bigger variety?
This is a big variety.
Mm.
There are lots and lots of Jack in the Pulpits. So a lot of them come up in spring, and then sort of early summer, they go kind of depart. They make red berry. They all make these red berries.
Cool.
And some die earlier.
It's like corn.
Oh, when it's brilliant red and it's winter time and everything is dormant.
Yeah.
It's very pretty.
I wonder where that name comes from, Jack in the Pulpit.
Oh, the flower.
Oh.
The flower is hooded. It's white usually, and it looks like a little, well, like a little Jack on his pulpit. That's where it came from. It has the hood.
Wow.
And all of them have the hood. But some are dark brown, purple, striped, but really striking flowers. Oh, this is a nice rose.
Moisey. Okay.
Geranium. And it's really great for winter time.
Looks like something.
They hang on a long time, those red.
Wow.
Some of them have departed now.
Yeah. And this one is supporting some other kind of life forms on it. This one here.
Well, that looks like fungus.
Yeah.
That's probably all the rain, and then, plenty of seeds. So if you want to start one.
Okay, great. And then what kind of flowers?
It's a single red, very pretty,
Yeah.
but, not that big.
Oh.
But you really grow them for the
Yeah,
seed.
it really does look like just Christmas tree ornaments.
Oh, so that's a nice seedling.
Wow.
Mostly white and pink. The new ones that you buy commercially now, they're a little shorter usually, and they're not very strong. Well, they're hybrids, and they don't make seed. They're sterile. But the nice thing is the birds love the seed heads. So usually on the seed-grown varieties or species, you leave them on a little while.
Yeah.
And they're pretty, too.
And
they're more vigorous.
And that's interesting to note, the seed-grown varieties versus the cloned varieties, like the propagated?
Well, they're hybridized and then done with tissue culture. But I found them kind of weak, shorter, but just a weak plant.
And they don't
usually
sell seed.
No, they're sterile.
Right. Okay.
And then after a couple of years, they get smaller, and they're just not vigorous.
And it's just like to have that color right now.
Nice.
It's gorgeous. And with the tree peony in front of it, turning its...
Oh, that is a hybrid between a tree peony and a deciduous peony.
Oh, okay.
Barzella.
Oh.
And Barzella is yellow, beautiful. And there are more now of this hybrid of tree peonies and herbaceous peonies.
Okay.
Very vigorous, bloom a little longer than the others. Really good. Hardy banana. It makes dinky little bananas. It's Japanese, but it's totally hardy.
And when it freezes,
when it freezes,
kind of melt?
The leaves turn brown, and I leave them on as protection. And if it's a really hard winter, it might even die to the ground and comes right back. Here, the soil was not amended.
Mm-hmm.
We just put gravel, mixed it with gravel, and so the plants that grow here don't really, if you put too much compost on a lot of them, they'll rot. So it's more like we call it Chaparral Garden.
And kind of sand as well?
Well, we have sand natural. It's a sandy, silty soil.
Right.
And we mixed it with a lot of gravel. And once a year in winter, I use Osmocote Plus, which is very, very slow release, 6 to 9 months. My favorite.
Oh, this is the cyclamen
Comb.
Okay.
I recommend it to everybody that doesn't want to water and wants to see something beautiful in January. You can't even see the leaves. It's covered with pink flowers.
Oh, wow.
Pink in some way.
Oh, beautiful.
All the variation of leaf.
Yeah, very cute shape too. Another cyclamen?
Yeah, it's a cyclamen grecum.
Oh, wow.
We saw that in the wild in olive orchards.
In like Greece?
Yeah. It's not quite as hardy, but it's done well for us. And if it's been a real killer winter, it has seeds and that.
Yeah. Oh, the sumac seed heads are looking so beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you ever use it as an actual spice? I know some people do.
It's a little sour, and you can prune them any way you want. And you can thin them out because they'll run.
Uh-huh.
But they're very easy to pull out. I planted this red, my favorite tree.
Oh, really?
Oh
My gosh.
In 1973.
It must make you feel kind of powerful to have planted a tree that big.
Tree, you know, you think, wow. Well, it's a coastal redwood. That's what I always tell people. I say, well, if you garden, don't move.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this was our sheep meadow. There were no trees here. None. Zero.
I know you have a lot of
Yeah.
work to do
Yeah,
to
I
prepare
do.
for the freeze. Can I give you a hug
Oh,
to
sure.
shake? They're just kind of playing Ring Around the Rosie on that
Oh,
tree.
the peacocks are weird. They do strange things.